Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to my channel, Math Made Easy with Terry, 10 minutes. Okay, so this is a follow-up to the last two videos, and I want to solve one more example. Okay, I tried to use a question that have trigonometry just to play around with maybe trig identity and just throw it into the mix to prove to you that regardless of how the question comes, all right, it still follow the same method. The first thing, you have to have the y and y on the left-hand side, the x and x on the right-hand side. You integrate, you make y steps of the formula, then you substitute value for x and y if you have that to get the value for c and the rest of it. So if you missed the first and the second video, I would advise you to look at the first and the second video first before doing this. Now, if you're here and you've watched the first and the second, what I would advise, pause this video, try and solve this question on the board, all right? Then come around when you're done solving it, maybe after 5-10 minutes, then just come and press the play button and now see if you get the answer. All right, let's get to it. So we have the y over dx is equal to 5 over y cos squared x. So remember the rule, all the dy and the y have to be on the left-hand side, and the x and the dx have to be on the right-hand side. All right, so let's cross multiply now. So we have dy multiplied by y cos squared x will be equal to dx multiplied by 5. All right, now what's the next thing? We have the y and the dy here, but we still have cos squared x here. So to get that out of the way, I'm going to divide both sides by cos squared x. So this will cancel this out. So I'm going to have y dy is equal to 5 over cos squared x dx. So you can see now, I have all the y and the dy on the left-hand side, and I have all the x and the dx on the what? Right-hand side. I've done the first step. Now the next step now is to integrate. So I'm going to integrate each of them. So following the same rule, like I told you, when you're integrating, sorry for that, let me clean that. When you're integrating a raised to the power n, okay, it's going to be equal to a raised to the power n. You add 1 to the power divided by the new power, right? So this is going to be y raised to the power 2 divided by 2. Like I said, when you integrate dy, it goes away, all right? Now, the next thing as well, I told you for integrating, you bring out a constant. So bring out the constant. So it's going to be 5 over 1 over cos squared x, all right? But we know that 1 over cos squared x from the trig identity is equal to sec squared x, okay? So that means I can rewrite all this to be equal to 5 integrating sec squared x. Are you seeing it? And you know, when you integrate sec squared x, it's going to give you tan x from trig identity. So that means this is going to be y squared divided by 2 plus 5 tan x plus c. We've gotten the first answer now. But remember, the next step, step 3, now said you need to make y the subject of the formula, right? So what do you have to do then? Let's go. We cross multiply. So we have y squared will be equal to 2 into bracket 5 tan x plus c. And that will give you y squared is equal to 10 tan x plus 2c. Then y is going to be equal to get rid of the square. You take the square root of both sides. Will be equal to the square root of 10 tan x plus 2c. Good. Now, but we can't stop there because they gave us the value for y and x. Okay. So what do? We go to the original equation like I told you the last time. This one here, okay? The original equation you get after integrating to look for c. So we know y squared over 2 is equal to 5 tan x plus c. So that means c will be equal to y squared over 2. We're taking 5 tan x to the other side, minus 5 tan x. And that will give you my y is what? 1 squared over 2 minus 5 tan 45. And when you press this in your calculator, your answer should be minus 9 over what? 2. So that means the final answer now, my c will be equal, sorry, my y, because my c is equal to minus 9 over 2. So that means I can put it back into this equation now to get the real equation. So y will be equal to the square root of 10 tan x plus 2 into brackets minus 9 over 2. Okay, so this will cancel this, it left with minus 9. So I can clean all this and say the answer will be equal to 10 tan x minus what? 9. That will be the answer for that. Okay, so differential equations, like I told the viewer, is very, very easy. Okay, the key, make sure you first manipulate everything, that you have your dy and your y on the left-hand side, your x and the x on the right-hand side. You integrate it. After integrating, follow all the rules of integration. Without trigger identity, integration by part, integration by partial fraction, integration by substitution, any method you want to use, you do it that way. You get your value, but you have to add c if you're doing an indefinite integral. Then after that, the next part you now do, you make y squared of the formula. If you have the value for y, okay, y and x, then you now substitute the value to get c. But if, for instance, y and x was not given, you have to then stop here, all right? And that'll be that for that. All right, thank you very much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Like I said, if you have any question or something you want me to talk about or you want me to explain, please put it in the comment section or just send me an email and I'll get back to you, all right? So I'm gonna see you in the next video, all right? Have a nice day.